Hello, good afternoon, good evening, even good morning from wherever you may be listening to me on the face of the globe. But this one is particularly dedicated to those who are coming from the various regions of the world where there is no conflict or war. And this includes Zambia. So if you are a Zambian, I am speaking directly to you. Now, you have wanted to come to Canada. That's a fine vision, it's a fine dream. And Canada is looking for people. Canada grows through immigration. So immigrants, new immigrants, are the ones who come and make the population of Canada grow. They are also important because they contribute to the economy. They're also important because they bring skills, transference of skills. So they are needed. Canada has a quota system. Each year, a certain percentage is allocated to every country. So if you apply within the quota, you are likely to be accepted to come here. If you apply outside of the quota, you may not be picked to come. Now, in Zambia, for example, there's no war. So there are only three most important ways you can come to Canada: to visit as a visitor, for education as a student, or as a tourist. Now, I'll start with the last, because this is the most overlooked of the three. As a tourist, Canada has got fantastic carnivals, expressions, festivals. They run across the entire year. All you need is to go on the internet and find which one of those festivities or important monuments you want to visit. And then you start the process. Or if you want to come as a visitor, you need to find a family here that can invite you to visit. Now, Canada does not just accept everyone to apply, so you can't contact me to ask you to come as visit me unless you are a closest member of my family, father, mother, my blood brothers and sisters, or half brothers and sisters. Any other relations, although it's not written explicitly, it's not included there and could be difficult. Don't waste your money. You can also come as a student. For Zambia, that's probably the majority of the people that come like that. Now, add another way, which is becoming very favorite of most people. You can come under a marriage agreement. So, for instance, you go online, you find a Canadian partner, and then you get married. If you got married, say in Zambia, Canada accepts Zambian marriage certificates. Your spouse can sponsor you to then come to Canada. Or your spouse can invite you to come and do marriage here in Canada as a spouse. Now, I'll give you three important principles that you should remember. Number one, if you are coming in whatever category, tourist, visitor, student, or marital arrangement, you must have sufficient amount of funds. So you start to globalize your income, put them in an account that you can supply to the Canadian authorities for at least 3 months of cash flow. Now, the amount depends, all right? I'll just suggest probably have between 10,000 to 15,000 regularly flowing into your account. That might be all right. Because when you come to Canada, Canada doesn't want you to be a burden on its finances. They don't want you to start begging Canada, so you need to come with funds. Number two, your health. You'll be required to do a medical examination. Now, for Zambians, you are going to go to what you call a designated doctor or panel physician. These are the doctors Canada has already appointed in every country. Just Google in your area and you'll find one. The third thing you need to do is to demonstrate that when you come to Canada as a visitor, a student, you are not, as I said, a tourist, you are not coming simply as a pretext to remain in Canada permanently. So they would require you to prove that you are returning back to your country. And there are certain things you need to prove that. You must have some sort of an income or a property in Zambia, wherever country in Africa or in the world you are maybe listening to me from. And that should be sufficient to prove that you have got something to go back to in your home country. Now, there is an added advantage if you've traveled outside of Zambia, for example, and been back, especially if you've traveled to Europe or to Dubai or to some other countries or the United States, because that shows that you are credible. You make your promise to come to Canada and to return just the way you did in other countries. Now, you must start planning ahead of time, even before you gather some of those. What you need first, a passport. That should be ready. For Zambians, your passports are processed through Tanzania. So you might need to complete forms and to send them to Tanzania. Now, Canada has got a very powerful website where you can find more information. IRCC, Immigration and Refugees Citizenship Canada. Just put those together. Immigration, Refugees, Citizenship Canada. The website ends with .ca, which is for Canadians. And it has all those explanations. I cannot invite you to come to Canada. I've got 2 offices. One is in Ottawa, the capital city of Canada. The other one is in Toronto. They probably you can say the metropolis for commerce and industry in Canada. So I've got 2 offices. When you arrive in Canada, call me. When you call me or email me, then I'll assist you once you're in Canada, how to settle and how to do what you need to do. Again, this broadcast, let me call it, it's for those of you that are not from war-torn countries and want to come to Canada to visit for education, as well as visitors who are tourists, or for marital arrangements. For further information, visit that website, IRCC. Thank you, and I wish you the best in your plans. See you in Canada when you arrive. Bye-bye.